Does anyone remember Rockstar's golden era?
You're an efficient killer. I like that in a man.
With me, you get a lot of back.
Vice City is 24 karat gold these days. We send someone down and cut ourselves a nice slice.
So you back on the block, huh? Yeah, it's good to see you back.
I'm just trying to fit in.
Get off me, man!
My name's John Marston.
Listen, if you're like me and you saw the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer, your jaw was probably on the floor. It looks absolutely incredible. But looks are not everything. And I would like to write a little love letter to my wishes and hopes for what I hope to see in Grand Theft Auto 6. Because I'd like to take you back to a time in the past where Rockstar were at their peak, creating what I would consider their golden era of games, having a multitude of titles released in a short succession that were all absolute belters. For me, when I think about Rockstar and I think about their golden age, it takes me straight back to the classic GTA trilogy on the PlayStation 2. When Grand Theft Auto 3 launched in 2001, it changed the game for open world video games. I mean, the atmosphere that game delivered to my young brain, the soundtracks, the driving, the mission structure, the sense of freedom that mission structure gave you too is a pivotal point that I'd love to discuss with you guys in this video. Because when I look at Grand Theft Auto 6, I hope I don't see the problems of Grand Theft Auto 5 revisited. Now let me explain what I mean by that. If we look at Grand Theft Auto 3, we look at Vice City and we look at San Andreas. Three gorgeous games that successfully built upon each other, that I would quite frankly argue that they improved one after another. If we look at Vice City, that was released all the way back in 2003, we get a game that took the original downtrodden vibes of 3, they brightened it up, they took all the inspiration from movies like Scarface, and they added this killer 80s soundtrack. Those two games, when you look at the mission structure, allowed you to tackle them the way you want. And what I mean by that is, let's say, a mission is to enter a club, kill certain people, you gotta chase someone, you gotta drive after them. How you want to approach that is kind of pretty much entirely to you. If I was to fast forward all the way to 2013 and we look at Grand Theft Auto 5, there is a mission structure that is very linear for an open world game. And what I mean by that is the cinematics take over priority of the player autonomy, which I don't think is ever really something that is quite enjoyable. Sure, does it feel more cinematic? Sure, does Red Dead 2 feel more cinematic? And does it feel more like a movie when you play it like that? Yes, but I would argue that the soul of the PlayStation 2 and Golden Era Rockstar is when the mission structure allowed you to explore it with trial and error. It makes the games so much more replayable than GTA 5. Like, to this day I can turn on San Andreas and replay that game 2 or 3 times a year and still have fun with it. I could only enjoy the campaign of GTA 5 like twice, because every time I go back to it, I just want to play it in a new fun way, but the game restricts me. It forces me into a box that if I take a wrong turn, I shoot the wrong person, or I don't do something that is narratively correct, it ruins the experience and I fail the mission.
Big...
Fuck you, man!
So to take you back to the golden era of Rockstar with those PS2 games, I love the way that, for instance, There was just a random mission where I'm chasing someone in San Andreas. They come out of a club, they get on a bike, I have to chase after them. So after a couple of times, my silly brain decided I'm going to create a barricade of cars so that when he comes out of the mission, he gets on his bike, he hits the cars, he flips over, he gets back on. Or, maybe you just leave it playing outside, and that's how you want to tackle the mission. Chase after him with some aggressive tendencies. This type of freedom for me is what Rockstar excelled at. And yes, did Rockstar always get better at creating immersive worlds? Absolutely. But sometimes immersion is not what a video game needs. Sometimes I like to forget my immersive real life in a video game, and I like to be distracted by how ridiculous and fun it is. So, when we take that original trilogy from Rockstar, what we're looking at, I think, in turn, is a game that is replayable, a game that stands the test of time. And they're just absolutely gorgeous. I feel like even the art direction, it's laden with 3 very distinct vibes. I mean, if we look at the release dates of these games as well, let me just take you through a couple that I got for you here. We got Max Payne as well in 2001. Grand Theft Auto Vice City came all the way actually in 2002, my mistake. Midnight Club 2, 2003. Max Payne 2, 2003. Manhunt came out in 2003. Red Dead Revolver, one of the OGs of Red Dead Redemption. It's its initial point of conception. San Andreas, then coming out in 2005. Do you know, we had the Warriors coming out in 2005. And then, my God, the beauty of the PSP and the handhelds of getting Liberty City Stories in 2005, 2006 for PS2. Heading to Bully in 2006. Vice City Stories, which is, I think, one of the best Grand Theft Autos ever made in 2006 that I only played recently. And then Grand Theft Auto 4 in 2008. I mean, Red Dead Redemption in 2010. This golden era, over the span of 9 years, Rockstar released these incredible games, and they were at their peak. Now, I'm not saying for a second I'm not a developer. I understand that, games are now in 4K, you know what I mean? There's extra detail. Everyone's expecting the NPCs to go around and live their full lives. We want proper damage details. We do want to be immersed. But I find if I'm going back to replay a game, I will pick Red Dead Redemption 1 over Red Dead Redemption 2, and I would play the classic trilogy of the PlayStation 2 Grand Theft Auto games because of their non-linearity mission structure. It creates a playground for me that it's a unique experience every time I play. And what I would love more than anything for my wishes for Grand Theft Auto 6 as a 33-year-old man will be that I love the immersion, I love the world building, I love the beauty that Rockstar is so incredible for making. Unfortunately, it's been Red Dead Redemption 2 since we've seen anything really good come out of Rockstar from a classic point of view. So hopefully 6 brings us back on form, because those remasters and those remakes that they outsourced, re-releasing Red Dead Redemption 1 to very low fanfare as well, has been quite disappointing, I feel. But I need Grand Theft Auto 6 to be able to exist with immersion and replayability and player autonomy. I would argue that the player autonomy to approach a mission in unique, fun and varying ways is actually more important than the cinematic storytelling and immersion when it comes to having fun. Yes, if GTA 6 is very linear mission structure in an open world environment, it will probably be incredible the first time we play it, because that's our first experience. But will we be able to replay them? That's what I'm curious to know, guys. And I'd love your feedback and opinions on how you feel about that golden era of Rockstar. And if you think, in turn, GTA 6 needs that. Because Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the most beloved games of all time. Now, what I would argue in Red Dead's case, in that scenario, is that the open world invites so much exploration. So in other words, that in between missions, what you're doing and exploring, and the immersion of, being able to go fishing or, look at the wildlife. That does take on its own player narrative and role play, where I find in GTA 5, I find it quite difficult. We're really playing as, one of 3 characters that has to drive from point A to point B. And while, again, there is a lot of nuances and detail, I would look to Grand Theft Auto 4 as being far superior over Grand Theft 5, even from that point of view. I think Grand Theft Auto 4, if we look at its physics, the car weight, if we look at the destructibility, I mean, the fact that even pieces chip off walls, that you can break all the benches, the world is smaller when we look at Liberty City, but I feel it is much more actualized than the world of Grand Theft Auto 5, if that makes sense.
Rockstar Games presents Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Out now on PlayStation 2 and Xbox as part of the double pack with Grand Theft Auto 3. Rated M for mature.
And I'm someone who's just extremely passionate about video games, and I'm extremely passionate about the GTA games. I am not someone who plays them online either. So if you're someone who's watching this video and you say, well, GTA 5, has existed from 2013 to 2025 without a new game because its online is so good. Maybe, but that is not why I play Grand Theft Auto personally. So, just to have that as a caveat for the video. You could as well say it's a nostalgia bias, that, I'm going back to these games because it's reliving part of my youth. And of course, that is inherently true. But I still don't understand why in the present day I can replay all the other GTAs, but 5 I could only enjoy for the time it was more or less out. Is there other reasons you think that factor to that? This was just a little unscripted rant of my love of Rockstar, my passion for the games, and how I would really like to see an immersive world, but also in a non-linear mission structure. And that is my hopes and wishes for Grand Theft Auto 6. Guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. You can check my streams at kick.com/steamy_streamers, where I play GTA a lot. And I might have interspliced some clips there to give you a little taste of it. But I really appreciate you checking out the video. And I'd love to hear your stories about what you love about GTA, to why you think I'm wrong. Maybe if you think GTA 5 is the best Grand Theft Auto. And just looking back at the golden era of Rockstar. And I really hope we can bring it back, not just as a community, but as video games that we can explore. Have a great day, guys. Lots of love. Bye!